let's stop doing this so I can go play The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Yuck.
Welcome to Very Real Talk, everybody, for another week. That's my newest catchphrase. No matter what I'm doing, if it's this podcast, if it's dinner with my family, I'm just like, let's stop doing this so I can go play Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Sex, work, whatever. I'm stopping everything because I got a quest. Me, Nick Potter, your host, is doing this. Now you boys can dunk on me if you want to.
Oblivion?
I mean, it's fun. You go into, you got to do way too many of those portals, though.
Yeah. No, I was thirsty for an RPG, and I didn't want to replay Skyrim for a third time. If it's anyone's fault that I'm doing this, it's Bethesda. Like, I'm going to have to wait like 4 more years for a new Elder Scrolls game. Fuck that.
Fuck you,
And
Todd
I'm not
Howard.
playing online. Yeah, I'm not playing online. I don't care about Stargazer or whatever that new shit is. I want to go to another plane of existence, a medieval, mythical, magical part of Tamriel
I'm
and
asleep.
Quest and be in the Thieves Guild.
Just watch Lord of the Rings. It's all the same.
I mean-
it's all the same.
Right. I mean,
You cannot wield it.
I mean, the amount of time it would take me to watch all the extended cuts would be, I don't know, like an eighth of what I'm going to sink into this game.
Yeah.
Hey, I did it over quarantine. All 3. I think I did the
Hell
first
yeah.
2 in one day. Fell asleep, but it was worth it.
Not surprising.
We no, when we lived in Chicago, me and Blair and friend of the podcast, Colby, and friend of ours, but not of the podcast, Dave Miller, when we lived in Chicago, we got snowed in and we watched all 3 in the same day.
Fuck.
Like, it was just like, okay, that one's done, pop it out, new disc, let's go.
Everyone
because we
was
had this,
sad
like,
by the end.
We had this apartment where, like, it was way too nice for us to have lived in, but it had, like, this bomb-ass living room that had a toilet attached and the kitchen, so we didn't even need to leave that one area.
Yeah, just a series of mirrors.
Yep.
You're just shitting while you're cooking toast.
And I gotta say, it was pretty glorious. We were snowed in, so we didn't have anywhere to go. So, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would have stopped watching Lord of the Rings to continue questing in Cyrodiil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like those games.
Zoom in on your, like, weirdly round, soft face. Hello?
Yeah. You're you're jumping like you're on the fucking moon. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I forgot about that. Yeah, because you just
Yeah.
have to jump everywhere to get your jump
Yep.
skill up.
Yeah, get them acrobatics. Oh yeah, the like special skills. Like, there's no trees. It's garbage how you get skills. But anyway, that's me. That's just a little bit of something about me, Nick Potter, your host. The boys conversing with me. Let's get to introducing them. How about that? The first boy that hates anything medieval or fun is my brother Joey Potter. You won't catch him at any Renaissance fairs.
Not at all.
He's too cool for school.
Never
He'd
again.
rather be at a space fair. Mm-hmm. At a future fair.
A science fair.
He'd rather be at a Jetsons fair.
5th grade science fair.
You'll
You're
catch
telling
Joey
me- you're
at all the 5th grade science fairs.
You guys are telling me that you would rather go to the Renaissance Fair than a Jetsons Fair? Like, go fuck yourself. Like, you're up in the fucking sky above the clouds because probably, like, nuclear war, you know, some Jetsons
Whoa,
lore.
whoa.
I got to know why the Jetsons ended up in the sky, you know?
It doesn't mean you're actually there. It means people are pretending it's the Jetsons, all right? So there's a lot of cardboard and some overweight
Roombas.
guy making the woo.
But listen to me, like, what do you think was, like, do you think that the Jetsons and everyone up there were, like, the 1% and, like, Earth was just, like, decimate? Like, it was just, like destroyed? It was Wall-E down there, but they were up in the sky, like, you know, stealing their dad's money and stuff, like, and having fun robot butlers.
Isn't
getting into hijinks.
Isn't the fan theory that down below was the Flintstones?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the Flintstones took place
yeah.
under the clouds and they were above
If
the
we're
clouds?
going into the Hanna-Barbera verse, then it was a mixture of, like, the Flintstones, but then you had, like, Yogi Bear. He was on a different continent, and
the national park continent.
Hong Kong Phooey was somewhere else. You know, all the rest of them.
Racist
El Kabong. Oh, yeah. You know, I didn't think about that until you brought that up, and you're right. Yogi Bear was racist. Let's all be
Absolutely,
honest.
he was. And that Ranger, man, what an asshole.
Oh, for sure. He just wanted to stop Yogi Bear from eating. He wanted him to starve. Like, aren't you supposed to be protecting the wildlife?
Yeah.
And this one talks.
Lock him up in a cave.
Yeah.
He's got a little tie and hat.
Did you make him wear that tie and hat?
Where did he get that tie?
Man, where did he get it? And where did he get Boo Boo? Is that his son, best friend, nephew? Like,
lover?
Did Park Ranger Smith, Jones? I don't remember. Did he experiment on them? Like, I don't know.
When you say experiment, you mean like scientifically or like,
that's exactly what I meant, Colin. Not that one. We just got a lot of theories and problems with the Hanna-Barbera verse, is what I'm saying.
Hi, Nick. Right. I'm Joey, and to answer your question you didn't ask me, the first time I tried to play Oblivion, I played for several hours and had no idea that you level up when you went to sleep, so I just got my ass beat all the time, and then I leveled up like a bunch of times because I was fighting in the Coliseum and then had to take a nap to fight the next fight, and then I finally leveled up. So there's your answer.
You went back to exact revenge on all the low levels that fucked you up the whole time.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. I was going to ask you what was the better show, the Flintstones or the Jetsons?
I didn't really care for either. I guess I'd go Jetsons. There was a robot.
I think I'd probably go Flintstones because, it was very honeymooners, which was also problematic, but it was, you had the bird whistle. I just think that the way that they had their, like, primitive technology was more interesting to me.
It kind of freaked me out that he powered the car by his feet.
Oh yeah, no, that is a like we're getting into this, guys. We have a topic, but I think that's out the window, and we're just going to talk about Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
I really don't want to. I don't know that. I don't remember that much.
You watch Fred Flintstone and all the other people using their fucking bare feet, and then you're a kid, and you get in your little red and yellow tyke toy like car,
Play School or whatever,
and the Play School red and yellow car, and you just run down a hill. You just you push your car and then you jump in, you fly down a hill, and you're like, I'm going to do a Flintstones. And then your feet are destroyed.
Yeah.
Then you have little nubs because of the fucking Flintstones. They want to talk about video games being violent and like having a bad influence. What about the Flintstones? Let's take it off the air. I know it's been off the air for like 80 years, but like... Let's get it out of here. I don't want this bad example anymore.
Yeah,
I just want the porn parodies. I mean, what?
What?
Yeah. It's Marge Simpson and it's, some stuff going on.
I hate you guys.
But, it's, oh man, John Goodman, there's that scene where he's rich and then he like breaks a TV and it just, kind of gave me nightmares. It was like a domestic going on. It was like, oh, this is getting too real.
Yeah. And then, on the flip side, you go to the Jetsons. They taught me it was okay to steal money from my parents to go shopping.
Whoa.
That's another bad influence. That's in the intro. That you say that every time. It's not one episode where they deal with it. They're always... I assume that happens every day. That's what intros were to me as a child. That they just stole money every single... And he fell for it every single day. You know what I mean?
Well, they got that slave robot that they just hire out. That's basically free money,
right.
Yeah. It's really messed up.
What I'm saying is, I put my parents in credit card debt before microtransactions were a thing. I wanted that Play School red and yellow car, and I guess that's what put my parents into debt, to end that joke. That was the final tipping point.
All right,
Joey just uploaded a little picture to Discord here. Looks like Fred Flintstone's about to get his twinkle toes sucked up or something's about to happen. I don't know.
I hate it, and I'm sad we're using Discord because you guys can link things in there, so fuck you. All right, the other person that's been talking this whole time about their favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoons is one of my very good friends. His name is Colin Sage. What's up, Colin?
Yabba dabba do me.
Oh, fuck. You know they said that in there. You know it.
You know it's in there.
And obviously, at a certain point... At a certain, very specific point, he screamed Wilma. So, there you go.
All right. There's a guy in a cheap green costume. Is he supposed to be the mayor, or is he supposed to be the little alien, and they're just, like, too poor to...
I don't know the Flintstones characters. I did want to talk about this. I don't know anything.
Yeah, the actual...
No, it says the guy who's uploading the the adult version here.
Yeah, the catchphrase for everybody who wants to know about the Flintstones and XXX parody, it's yabba yabba do her hard. So... Oh, and the director put his name right in big, bold letters. Thank you, Will Bider. I hope you're proud of what you did.
Is it Bider or Ryder? I feel like Ryder would make more... Sometimes, like...
Oh, Will Bider, yeah.
Sometimes you fucking, like, throw porn just, like, the softest ball, and they fucking whiff, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yabba dabba do her hard. What?
Yeah, I don't get it. And I think that guy, maybe his last name was Ryder, but everyone thought he was a porn actor. He's like, oh, you will ride her. And he's like, oh, fuck, no. I'm an artist. I'm a director.
I'm an auteur.
I tell people when to put what in which holes when. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I command their ejaculates. You know what I'm saying?
Damn it.
I'm a god among men.
I have to. There's no way to just like segue neatly into our topic. So my question for you is, what's the best city that you've ever traveled to? What's your favorite city out there?
Ooh, good question. There's honestly kind of hard to talk about with everything going on. I was going to say Minneapolis, but we'll switch it over, and I will say Saint Martin. Well, that's the island, but I don't know if the city... It's such a small island, I don't know if there's like a city name. But I went to Saint Martin in the Caribbean.
Oh, is that when you were on your cruise?
Yes, for my failed marriage, absolutely.
Sick.
Anyway, best part of that failed marriage was going to Saint Martin. And
yeah, tell us about it.
Because there's, in like the main little place... where you get off ships or whatever, in that like little main tourist area, there's a little house that's like in the main strip that looks like something out of Star Wars, right? Like the original, like it looks like a Tatooine house.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, that's cool, but then you like peek in there, and there's an old box TV and like this little like open lobby, and it's playing this VHS tape on loop. And it's
the
like
Flintstones.
Yes.
They're like, have you seen the new show? It's called The Flintstones. And
it's
like,
Will.
oh, no.
It's Will Bider, and he's talking to the audience about his choices, his directorial choices.
Yeah.
No, it's like some like homemade, like maybe 30-second documentary where it's like, that's right. Do you remember this famous picture from Star Wars? That's the Yoda Guy. He was an artist, and he created one of the many Yoda puppets for the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. The Yoda Guy. He lives here. And I was just like, what? What?
Say his name.
Yeah, I don't know his name. You can look it up, but I don't want to call this guy out because it was pretty sad.
Oh, I thought the documentary was saying the Yoda Guy.
Oh, they repeated that so many times. It's like this guy, he wasn't even the main creator of Yoda. He just like made one of the puppets. Mm-hmm. So it was really sad and really fascinating because upstairs, then you like go up and you're like, am I going to get murdered? Like, what's happening? And you go up these steps, and then it's basically like almost like a record store, but it's all just like drawings and artwork this guy's done.
Whoa.
And
like
then he's there himself doing the stuff. And it's fascinating because he's like, yes, that's right, everyone. I am the Yoda Guy. And I'm like, first of all, no one's here but me. Second of all, I don't know what the Yoda Guy is.
My wife is still on the ship. She didn't come.
Right. Oh, yeah. Well, his wife was there, too. And she was like, oh, have you met the Yoda Guy? And I'm like, the only other guy in here? And it was just really awkward. Like, you could tell he was like, maybe done too many drugs and just kind of like out there. I mean, he was really nice, and he was actually really encouraging about like follow your dreams and do your art. But it was just very strange that he's living on this island, like completely dependent on this thing he did 40 years ago. That it was not even like he, made the movie, or I invented Yoda, or
he just drew Yoda.
Right. Yeah. Well, he made one of the puppets, and there's a famous picture of him like working with the puppet. I guess like a black and white photo.
Oh, okay.
And so Yeah, so that's why they're like, it's the Yoda guy, and then they like show that picture.
And then you got back on the boat, and that was all they had at St. Martin.
Yeah, it was so bizarre, and it was like, why is no one else here? This is the most interesting thing. Screw these like fake Chinese knickknacks that these islanders are trying to pass off as like island treasure. The same puka shells in every shop, and then there's like this place, and no one's here. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the middle of the desert in Arizona. Like, it just feels like a weird shop you'd stumble
like a weird,
upon.
like fun house of.
Right, and his artwork was really cool, but he was just like up there, just like churning it out, just thousands and thousands, and it looked like no one ever came in there.
Oh.
And it just, the fact that there was a commercial for what you were about to go see on this old like box TV in this open air lobby. I say lobby, but I don't even know. The house was just weird.
Yeah.
But man, it was awesome. 10 out of 10 would have another failed marriage just to go to St. Martin and see that guy.
Damn it. Yeah, you didn't know what you had until you lost it. I feel that.
I should have taken pictures, is what you're saying.
I would have liked to see a picture in this Discord right now, but
well, it's him and his wife in there, and it's just me and my future ex-wife, and then and
dust.
There's lots of dust. It was there was no taking pictures. There was no like laughing at the weirdness because it was so intimate.
Yeah. It's
like there was no even like looking around without him being like, let me tell you about my life story, and it's like, oh god.
It wasn't even a shop. That was just his house. You broke and entered into his house.
Yeah, I guarantee he lived there. I guarantee it.
Yeah. So guys, I need to bring the podcast back to an ass grinding halt again, because I was kind of listening to Colin, but really I was looking up. His name is actually Will Ryder. We need to get it right. And he has directed...
I thought you were looking up the Yoda guy.
No. Well, what I did was I typed in Will Bider porn director into my Google search history, which I guess I'll have to delete in a minute, because that is just like, my wife's gonna be like, do you just like this guy's work? And I can be like, well, you know what, he's got a lot to like. 110 credits under his name
in
Hell yeah.
72
There's a lot
hours.
to find there.
He worked 3 days in the porn industry, got 110 credits.
Will Ryder is a genius. He did all 4 Britney Rears.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
Wild Backstage
cool.
Sex Party, I Want to Get Laid, Britney Gets Shafted, and then Britney Goes Gonzo. So, but a lot of what he does are porn parodies of old TV shows, not the Brady's Triple X, Marsha, not Bewitched Triple X, not the Cosby's Triple X.
Oh, I've seen Not the Cosby's, actually.
Oh.
With my buddy.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Or did you see Not the Cosby's XXX2?
I don't know. We just watched it until the guy playing Bill Cosby went, "Oh," as he was like getting blown or something.
Oh, no.
And then we put it on loop and waited for our other friends to come over, so they walked into that.
Nice.
Yep.
Also, another credit in 2012, Nice Shoes, Wanna Fuck.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm like all this.
Not Bill Cosby Triple X, Put in My Dick Where It Don't Belong. So he's just got a lot. Not Jersey Boys, This Ain't Supernatural, which is like, why wouldn't you call it Not Supernat? I don't know why you switched up the verbiage, you know what I mean?
It's just natural.
Is that part of like the legality of it, is you have to put not? Because I thought there were just porn parodies that were just like straight up the name.
Well, you can only do that on opposite day, Nick.
Yeah.
Oh.
Every other day
it's
it
only
has to be
opposite
not that, but then on opposite day you can put the name and everybody understands that it's not that, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's really no more funny names in here because it's just like Naughty Neighbors or Barely MILF, like, you know, regular porn names. So there's nothing else to make fun of there. I just wanted to make sure that you guys, I wanted to, you know, let people know that we corrected our mistake. It is not Will Bider, it's Will Ryder.
I figured it was Will Ryder. That's why I was like, are you sure it's not Ryder? Because Bider is just stupid.
You're right.
Zach Bider. Idiot. Zack Snyder. Genius?
Misunderstood? I don't know. We'll find out.
Release the Ryder Cut is what I want to see.
We'll find out if he's a genius when that Snyder Cut comes out that everyone was begging for, but I guarantee you won't enjoy.
You'll pretend like you enjoy it because you need personality.
Yep, and you've been screaming about it this whole time, so whether you like it or not, you have to stick with it.
Yep.
All right, boys, we're going all over the place, so I'm going to rein this back in. I'm going to rein myself back in, really. It's my fault. Let's move on to our topic. All right, boys, we all know why everyone comes here. For a little bit of escapism fun. So I think it's time that we did another fun, hypothetical situation starring the boys, us boys, we boys. Mm-hmm. So this week, there's really no, like, we weren't just like, what if we just found this topic and we thought it was interesting, and then we're going to extrapolate on it a bit. So the topic this week is, if you were in charge of your own town, what would you do with it? What would you name it? What would be in it? Mm-hmm. What would the rules be?
Yeah.
So we're all going to go through and talk about our fictional towns. Hopefully they're not ranch related, Power Rangers related, Tight Club related, any of that stuff.
Hopefully they don't have any activities after dark.
Yeah, if you call your place Ranch Town, I'm gonna delete all my audio and go to sleep.
All right. Hey, that just means there's going to be some awkward pauses in the podcast, but we're still rolling strong.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Nick lost his internet again. He didn't delete his file and go back to playing Oblivion.
Hey.
So, does anyone want to start? You guys want me to start? Lead the charge.
You can start.
Okay. Cool. So I have some plans for my town. I have some very different plans. Mm-hmm. They're kind of all over the place. Just kind of as, like a mayor does. You kind of just think of things and then you're going to make them happen, at your every whim. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that our mayor just kind of sits around and he's like, let's see, I want a new ice cream place. And then it just happens. Yeah. So I figured that's what I'm going to do as the mayor. My town, obviously, is going to be called Quinn Town.
Okay.
So, straightforward,
right.
Simple. Obviously, the decor, very heavy on statues of Quinn doing cool things. Like, I'll have a sculptor that's, like, on retainer. I'm like, did you see that? She just did her first cartwheel. Sculpt it, idiot.
You get the Yoda Guy.
Or you're fired and you lose your pension. Okay. I'm getting the Yoda Guy to come in and make Quinn puppets so they can have Quinn plays.
Ooh.
Right.
Like the story of Quinn.
And then he's known as that Quinn fella. And he writes a book. And he tries to live off those dividends for years to come.
Oh, dude.
I made a statue of that crazy guy's city that one time.
Dude, if you do a Quinn play every year of the story of Quinn, it gets to be longer every year.
Oh, I like that, Joey. It's kind of
It's kind of like a Snyder cut,
Yeah, for sure. Just gets longer everyone... When Quinn's like 30, everyone's like, oh my god. Well, set Thursday and Friday aside, because it's going to be a long one.
Extended Lord of the Rings cut.
Right. But I certainly don't want to go to jail for missing the mandatory yearly Quinn celebration.
Well, you've been putting on these plays, but eventually people start begging for the Blair cut. They want mom's perspective.
Oh, okay.
And it's like this hush-hush, like, the Blair cut. I wonder what's in the Blair cut. And then eventually it's just, it's you, and you're just eating almonds, and I don't know what the Jetsons are about on the internet. Like, that's the majority of the play.
The whole play, she's like teaching
You're playing
Quinn
Oblivion?
I'm playing Oblivion. She's teaching Quinn to write. She's teaching her how to ride a bike. And the whole time I'm sitting there on my actor or my puppet. I don't know what we're doing. Maybe different styles of theater every year.
Ooh, I like that.
And eventually the Quinn is like in her adult years, and she's like, Dad, why are you still playing Oblivion? They came out with like 2 other Elder Scrolls games by now. And you're like, I haven't finished. I'll be done when I'm done.
There's like 60 Oblivion gates in this game. What do you want from me? Did you grow up yet? So yeah, you'll go when you enter the town. Obviously, you'll go to the Quinn-formation booth. Mm-hmm. I got Quinn puns. At every restaurant you can get a Quinchilada. So
at the
that's
Quinformation
all of them.
booth, do you have the old man / small woman from Six Flags dancing?
Oh.
No, it's a Quinn puppet performer.
Oh, okay.
She's doing cool things like Quinn does, which is spinning in a circle, running back and forth, screaming jumping on the bed. Yeah.
Judging her father
so-
for her actions.
So, yeah, obviously, we got all that going on. But here's where it starts to get interesting. If you move to my town, if you move to Quinntown, the first thing you're going to get in the mail with your welcome letter, you're going to get a voucher for a free Build-A-Bear from Build-A-Bear Workshop.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Everyone wants those. Those are like $60.
Yeah.
I want a Build-A-Bear in my town, and everyone gets one, okay? Because I've wanted one. I'm 30 years old, so I don't know, 25 years of my life, I've wanted to Build-A-Bear. I've never once been able to afford it. I have a house now, and I still can't afford to get a Build-A-Bear.
But all the Build-A-Bears are Quinn. You get a Build-A-Quinn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
See, well, your town is already in massive amounts of debt if you're giving away free Build-A-Bears.
Build-A-Quinn.
to
starting
everyone
off
that
with a
moves
huge
there
deficit.
once.
You're like,
Everyone
I
that
don't care.
moves there once.
I don't care if the water's brown. All right, you get a fucking Build-A-Bear. All right, these are expensive.
Build-A-Quinn.
Look, we can't do this in each of our towns. We're like, how are you going to pay for that? Everyone's going to chip in.
Okay, all right.
Okay, I think everyone knows that that's part of their, like, there's a little on your on your tax bill, there's the little charge. Everyone chips in, 80 cents in their taxes. Everyone's getting a fucking free Build-A-Quinn.
Yeah.
So I just want people okay, honestly, if you were like, man, I'm calling, I want to move to like J-Town over on the East End, and then you got there and they sent you a voucher for a free Build-A-Bear, wouldn't you be fucking psyched? Wouldn't that be pretty cool? Like, it's not the coolest thing, but it's like a nice perk.
Yeah.
That's why I'm starting out with that. I'm not like, and for the grand finale, everyone that moves in gets a free Build-A-Bear.
Well, it depends on if my water's brown or not.
Right.
If the water's
know,
brown, the Build-A-Bear
haven't
goes
checked.
down.
Oh, that's what you're running against me to
That's
be
what
the new mayor?
That's what the town rhyme is. Yeah.
But you look out in the audience and everyone's like looking at their dirty glass of water or their Build-A-Bear and they're just like, what do I do? So that would be pretty heated debate.
$60. I put a heart inside of him though.
I know, I don't even know what they do there. You choose the stuffing, you choose the outfits, you can dress up like a fucking wizard. I don't know.
Then you hug the bear, you light your water on fire, and you just drink it.
You gotta flambe your water, dog.
Yeah, gotta flambe that water. Second perk that everyone's getting if they move to Quinntown, I'm gonna have a public access channel that just plays The Office 24 hours a day.
Obviously.
Boom.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta have that. I could say that I'm purchasing HBO for the whole town, Eagleton style, but then Colin would ask where I'm paying for it, and then, like, no one has toilets anymore in his mind. So that's why the water's brown.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So free, like, someone hooks their Netflix up and just like plays that shit on public access all day.
Yeah.
We're golden. You can just turn it on. You don't need to pay for Netflix. I'm saving the town money for the Build-A-Bears. So there you go.
Boom. Idiot. Fuck you, Colin.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, next thing. Get all of these fast food restaurants out of my town. I don't want them. Instead, we're going Japanese style. We're doing vending machines for everything. If anyone makes a Japanese girl's panties joke, I'm going to unplug my computer.
I was going to say cauliflower is in every single one of the vending machines.
Oh, there's a cauliflower machine. But, machines over there are awesome. You can get hot soup, a sandwich, coffee, whatever you want. I want my town to have vending machines all over the place.
Oh,
So you can just stop in.
Broth?
There's going to be a bone broth one.
Oh, you can get
I'll
one
have to
that's like,
talk
it's a organic bone broth, and it just spits out bones.
Oh,
you gotta,
make
like,
your own
grind
bone
it up
broth.
yourself.
Yeah, organic, free trade, fair trade, bones, chicken bones. Here's that one's covered in spider webs. No one uses that one.
It just starts spitting out chickens, and it's like,
Hey, welcome to
free-range,
Quinntown.
harvest your
Let's
bones.
grab something to eat. Don't go to that one. It just gives you bones. It's spooky. Everyone thinks it's haunted.
and there's that one guy who likes it for some reason, and he's just over
Yeah.
there chewing on bones.
Yep.
With his Build-A-Quinn.
Tony Boney.
Watch
I don't know.
Tony Boney watching The Office, Watching The Office in his car in the Kroger parking lot, eating bones.
You think there's going to be a Kroger? We don't need it. We have vending machines.
Oh, yeah.
I got to go shopping, and then they're just like walk down this huge line of vending machines. You know people are already riddled with anxiety. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of them. We'll just have, instead of Kroger workers, we have vending machine operators, maintenance people.
Yeah, it's on like a Roomba or something. So it just like moves around.
Yeah.
You have to chase it down.
Exactly.
Oh, a sense of accomplishment when you finally can get your bones.
So we're also, this is just to throw one out there. Everyone's getting Segways. We're all riding Segways in the future in my town.
Nice.
Damn. Not even hoverboards.
Yeah, how else are you gonna go? How else are you gonna go from vending machine to vending machine?
I guess a Segway.
Yeah, I'm making them legal on all sidewalks and streets. Okay, people need to be able to get places. I don't want them to have to walk. I want those should be legal on the sidewalks. If you can't see a Segway coming, then you deserve to get hit by one. Like, I don't know why they were banned. It's ridiculous.
Are there cars? Or is it just Segways?
I guess cars will be allowed on certain. We'll have certain area of town. I don't know.
Certain
I was
days.
hoping there'd be.
Well, no. Here's what I was gonna say. I'm sort of the aesthetic I'd like to bring to my town and general vibe would be something like Amsterdam. Now, I know you boys haven't been to Amsterdam.
I'm poor.
I have. It bankrupted us, but it was awesome. When we got back from our vacation, it was honeymoon, I should say. It was just over. But it was fun while it lasted. Obviously, I don't even, it's not even a joke. Weed's legal in my town. Duh. Get it in a vending machine. You want a Segway? We got a Segway vending machine. This is the future we're talking about.
Wow. I like it. I would just imagine if there's no cars, like people eventually get creative and they start like stringing together maybe 4 Segways and then putting a frame on it. And so basically it's a car.
Yeah.
But it's just run by 4.
And you know what? I'm not petty. I'm like, you know what? I'll allow it. You're still on Segways. Like, it's not it's whatever.
So you're allowing mean. Like creative loopholes.
Absolutely. I want a bunch of creative people in my town. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're all super psyched. They got Build-A-Bears, they got Segways, they got, The Office whenever they want for free. Hell yeah, I think town morale is super high. Speaking of town morale, here's something I'm going to implement that I'd like to test out. The 5-day work week, get it out of here. The 4-day work week, I don't want that either. We're talking 2-day work weeks,
Ooh.
2 20-hour days.
Oh.
Whoa.
to get your 40 in. I want to experiment and say, like, right now, guys, would you want to do 2 20-hour work days, but then you got the rest of the week off? It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, but then that's a dread. Normally you're dreading the work week, but if you're dreading those 20-hour days, you're just like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, because even when I take 1 day off a week, that last day is just like, now I actually have to go to work. Like, so if you had 5 days off and then you were just facing a wall of work, like you get 4 hours of sleep to then go work 20 hours to then get 4 hours of sleep.
I think that you'd have higher highs and lower lows, right? Because once you get off that second 20-hour day, you are riding high right into your bed. Mm-hmm. Just looking forward to your 5 days. But when Sunday rolls around, you are like curled up in a ball. You're in the fetal position. I think that. So I want to test it out. You know what? And if people are unhappy working 2 20-hour shifts at Build-A-Bear Workshop, they can go work in the vending machines.
No amount of bone broth is going to prepare you for that Monday.
So I'm just saying, I'm going to implement it, and we'll see. That's an experiment that I would do as the mayor.
All right.
Next up, if we do have a couple of eateries, drive-through only. Like... I'm not
just rallies.
Not only, but they got to have drive-throughs.
Oh, okay.
Everything has to have drive-throughs. You want an Olive Garden? It's got to have a drive-through.
Nice.
I'm not messing around with going in and talking to people if I don't want to. I can talk to them at the vending machines later, When I'm going home and I need some body wash, I'll stop over at the vending machine and get some after I picked up my Olive Garden.
Unlimited breadsticks in the drive-thru. They just have a breadstick gun. They just fill up your Segway car with more bread than you'll ever need.
Yeah, that's a separate window where you just like pull up on the outside of like the line, and then you like clap your hands like you want to be past the ball in basketball, and then they just like fire a couple at you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you're on a Segway, maybe we bring in drones, and then they just, like, find you with the breadsticks and keep delivering them to you. So it's unlimited even though you're traveling.
Yeah. I would love to have breadstick drones. Like, that's worth the price of, like, my privacy, you know? If they're spying on me with their drones, but they're also bringing me unlimited free Olive Garden breadsticks, that's all you need to do to get me on board. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't do anything crazy anyway. I'm down for the drones. Bring them on. Let them deliver to me. I know that, like, all this technology and AI and all the advancements are just trying to keep us in our home. And you know what? As a 30-year-old with a kid, I'm kind of okay with that. Like, I'll just be home. You know? If The Office is playing all day, I can put, record new things on my Build-A-Bear, whatever. Okay, next up. Every year, we're going to have a strongest man competition. And this is sort of a two-way. It's both in strength and, like, how strong is your masculinity. You know, if you have a bunch of fragile masculinity, then you're out of this competition. But whoever wins the strongest man competition is the town sheriff for the next year.
Whoa, I like that.
Right? Like, they're strong, like, they're not weak-willed men, and they got big old gun barrel arms.
They got big old breadstick arms.
They got big old breadstick arms. But yeah, so, you know, if you retain the strongest man title, then you're the sheriff for another year. We don't need to vote. Look at this guy. He's awesome. He's a super cool dude. He's very sure of himself. He knows what's going on. And he's built like The Rock. Of course I want that guy keeping me safe.
Wait,
keeping
is
my
that
vending
The Rock?
machine safe. If The Rock moves to my town, this is the one. Yeah, he's the sheriff every year forever.
Yeah.
Because I imagine he'll be the strongest man. Like, people can try and they will fail to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
You just keep quoting lines from Walk Tall to him, and he's just like, yes, classic.
Did I do that?
And you just, like, keep doing it and again, and every day you walk in and you're like, Johnny Knoxville, huh? Yeah. All right, Johnny.
Yeah, if you bring up any of his movies when he was credited as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he'll throw you in jail.
Oh, okay.
He's Dwayne Johnson now. Like, he's past that.
Yeah.
So if you try and bring up his painful, shameful past of being Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the transitional period, as he puts it, you're getting thrown in jail. And once again, the mayor's okay with that. The mayor's never going to be up his ass because I love The Rock, so he can do whatever he wants.
Whoa. What if jail is like a cell that's on a Segway and it just takes you around town in a circle? And it's like the Pope Mobile where you're in like a plexiglass cell and everyone can just see your shame. And you're like shamed as you go around. Mm-hmm. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just, I'm on the Segway.
And in my town jails, The Office plays all day long. Like, I'm trying to rehabilitate people. I'm not trying to just like grind people up and spin them back out.
Yeah.
You know, I want change. Yeah. So The Office plays. You know, any movie from the Dwayne Johnson era plays, not Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Right.
Just Baywatch.
And you just get to hang out, and there's vending
Rampage.
machines in jail too. Like, I'm not anticipating a lot of crime happening because my town's so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And everyone's afraid of the big strong sheriff. But they're also like charmed by him.
Yeah.
So there you go. Last thing, I want my town to be known for something. I mean, I know having Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as the sheriff is like pretty big. Like, if they're like, he's not acting anymore, he retired to a small town. Oh, it is like Walking Tall. No way.
Yeah.
So through my channels, I am going to try and get I want my town to be known for having the most restaurants featured on Man vs. Food.
Oh.
I'm going to get them all to franchise into my town. They're going to have drive-thrus, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I was like, what do I want my town to be known for?
And that guy's grave is also there in the town.
Next to the Quinn statue, there's a statue of Adam Richman. Like fighting a chicken wing or something like that.
He's getting delivered chicken wings from a drone in the statue.
Did you guys know that show is still on? It's in its 8th season. It's hosted by someone different now, but it's still happening. I figure if I can get like 40 of the restaurants to like come to my town, then I'm set. Like everyone's going to want to come drive through and get like the behemoth burger or whatever, you know, the hell wings.
The fuck you sandwich.
The fuck you sandwich.
The
because,
Colossus cauliflower.
There's bad things that can, you can be known for in your town. Like in Indiana, I've seen this, the world's largest ball of paint.
Okay.
It's up north of Indianapolis. So if you want your town to be known for something lame like that, I don't want to talk to you. I want something cool. We have the most restaurants featured for Man vs. Food.
Yeah.
Yeah, put that on a big billboard. We have the most, and then at the bottom it says we also have the office.
Playing 24 hours a day.
And people are so intrigued because it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Let's stop in.
Mm-hmm. So that's me. I know it took a while, but I wanted to share with you guys my dream town. So
all right.
That's it. Who wants to go next now that I've kind of laid the groundwork?
I can go. I don't have as much laid out like you did, but
right.
So what I want to do in my town is basically create a haven for second shift workers. Not third shift, because that's just wild. But
yeah,
a lot of
those people are pretty shifty.
Yeah,
it's a lot of Denny's in that place.
Yeah, it's a lot of Denny's, a lot of Waffle House.
Yeah, and see, that's what I want to change, because even some of the second shift has to deal with that. You know, so
no, that's true. You're right.
No businesses will open before 1 p.m.
Okay.
Right.
That way.
So are we starting with brunch then, is what you're saying? Like a late brunch?
Second shift doesn't care about any of that shit. No.
You're right.
Everything opens at 1, like the bank and the grocery stores and, all the restaurants and stuff. So that way, say they're open like 12 hours, so they're closing at 1. And it's not just the Taco Bells and the McDonald's that are open, that are your only choices. Go eat, or hey, I get off at 10 o'clock. I didn't have time to go to the bank because then, so I just like shift everything like 4 to 6 hours.
I like that.
So it's like a lot of like, I'm a night owl, not only because of my work schedule. I've always been a night owl. I like hanging out at night because it's just a better.
Spooky. It is spooky.
No, it's just a better, to me, it's just a better aesthetic. And
I guess, but Joey, I don't think you've spent enough time at brunch restaurants. They're lovely. You're sitting out on the patio on a nice, cool day.
It is nice.
Or you
getting some like steak and eggs and some OJ or some Bloody Mary.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so let's see, brunch. Yeah, it doesn't really work out with time or whatever. But think about sitting on a cool patio at night, sipping some OJ. The town's
is it in
lit
my
up.
screwdriver?
Yeah, the screwdriver. The town's lit up. And yeah, it's just nice and cool. There's no sun to make you sweat, like sounds pretty sick, right?
I mean, yeah.
And
sweat is the enemy of man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I always say.
Yeah. More so than food.
That's why I got the Segways in my town. I don't want anyone sweating.
No sweating in my town. Yeah, so then, there's a lot more activities going on in like the 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Like that's more of the hot spot. That's the like the 5 or 6 like happy hour stuff. That's happening at like 9, 10, maybe 11 p.m. because it's such bullshit. I get off work. My friends have been at the bar for 2 hours because they work regular jobs. And then I showed up 11 p.m. They're half drunk. They want to go home in an hour and a half. It's like, motherfucker, I Ubered out here. It cost me $16 to get here, so then I gotta get fucking hammered because at 1:30 you're like, I'm out, and it's like, dude, I got here at midnight. Bullshit. So no, the happy hour stuff, that's happening around that angle, around that time, so I can have more fulfilling nights after I get off work, because it's either like, all right, get off work, I got Taco Bell, I got Wendy's maybe, McDonald's. Like, fuck all that. I want Qdoba
Yeah.
open at 11, 12, 1 a.m. You know, like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a regular ass meal after I get off work.
Yeah. I'll also
Yeah.
say, Joey, the vending machines never close.
Yeah, but they're.
It's true. You have to chase them down, but you get them.
But Nick, what I'm trying to bring is the aesthetic that the town is still alive past 9 o'clock.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Like, it's-
maybe brunch places are. Maybe you've just shifted everything. So brunch now in your town takes place from like 1 to 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
So you can still get to your job by 5 o'clock
Yeah, exactly.
or 4 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And so, activities. You guys like barcades?
You know we do.
Because they're going to be
Absolutely.
everywhere. And also,
Yeah, okay.
since most of the residents of this town are going to be second shift workers, which is mostly servers and whatnot, throw a bar on a couple more things. Bar bank.
Okay.
Bar DMV.
Oh, that would. I've often thought what would improve this experience at the DMV, and it's definitely alcohol.
Yeah.
Like you turn it into like a social affair.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because you're looking around in line at the DMV, and you're like, I definitely want to get to know more about all of these people.
Yeah, you get a bar in there.
Absolutely.
Obviously, I'm going to bring back Toys R Us, big box toy store.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Bar R Us? Like, fuck, dude. You're looking at some Power Rangers toys that you shouldn't buy because you're almost 30 years old?
Yeah.
Grab a beer.
But you're sipping on a bev.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bar Kroger?
Yeah,
like,
I never.
Yo. Come on.
Yeah, forget having a Starbucks coffee while you're shopping. Let's get into some fist fights in Kroger.
Nah, man, maybe there's a bar in the Starbucks.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe
Star
just
Bar.
Slipping it into the Frappuccino.
Oh, sorry, I messed up. Bar
Bar
Bucks,
Bucks.
obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
And we won't be able to call the barcade a barcade because I think there's some legal issue, but there's no bar banks. There's no copyrights on bar bucks.
Yeah, you're right.
I can call
You're
it all
right.
that.
You're absolutely right.
I guess I'll call it Bar Town. Fuck it.
Okay.
All right.
I was wondering what. I know the entire economy is bar based. Basically, it's all second shift workers. They're all bartenders.
Yeah.
It's just this like weird Ouroboros economy where it's like we work at the bar and then spend our money at different bars.
Yeah. And obviously there is at least 6 GameStops. I don't even like GameStops, but they just happen to show up.
Yeah, they have to be there.
Yeah.
In the same city blocks. It's
No
it's
bars in the
GameStop
GameStop,
block.
though.
Well, funny you mentioned city block calling because I'm thinking what, the actual like landscape of the town would be. I was thinking one of those like mega city pillars from like Judge Dredd.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, I like this, Joey.
Yeah.
This is
All right.
interesting.
Yeah.
The entire
Okay.
town contained in like a 300 floor building.
Yeah, because if there's a
Where
bar
yeah.
everywhere, you can't drive.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere. Like that's why I was wondering about all like the bar banks, the bar Krogers, and the bar Bucks.
Yeah.
Is that are we? We're also heavily reliant on Uber and Lyft, but no, you solved that problem already for
Yeah,
me.
also, it
So-
might look a little bit like Blade Runner too, because that's sick. It's just not as sad.
That's the kind of aesthetic I need. Joey, I got to be honest. I would definitely go to Bar Town.
Hell yeah.
Like if I. Like, hey, do you guys want to go to Bar Town? Where is it? It's that giant monolith in the sky right there.
Guys, it just kind of sounds like a casino.
But it's not
You know,
sad
they got
and filled
multiple
with smoke.
restaurants. Ooh, yeah.
Also, there's not really
Okay.
like a Toys R Us and a casino. If there was, I'd be broke.
Yeah, like fuck, I don't quite have enough money to get this Power Rangers toy. I better go down to the slots and see if I lost it all. Damn.
And I blacked out
Yep.
because I went to Bar R Us and then I went to the Bar Bank and the Bar Bucks on the way to the slots. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bar in the elevator. I like this.
Ooh.
No, there's just hoses. Like you can just pull a hose out of a wall and start drinking booze.
Yeah,
They're
get
just
the gin
everywhere.
hose. Ugh, the gin hose. Get the mimosa hose.
Oh, gin is outlawed.
Hosmosa? I don't know. Mahosa? Ah.
Gin is definitely outlawed because it tastes like dirt.
It puts the Power Ranger on the shelf, or else it gets the gin hose again.
I guess that's the punishment is you have to drink gin because it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's. I mean, I guess that's Bartown.
if this is based on your life, then everything's also probably keto. So maybe the punishment is some of those Olive Garden drones come in, just start
Yeah.
forcing bread down your mouth.
Like, no, I work so hard. This is so many carbs.
Keto. That's a floor or two. That's a
Yeah.
phase. You have to pass through that. Obviously, there's a bar. They're handing out White Claw Pures because they're so hard to find.
Right.
I've bought the World Supply.
Yeah.
A lot of like white rum and vodka and stuff like that. That's a floor or two. That's like the second floor at a casino.
All
That's
right.
like the club section.
Yeah.
That you only need to visit every once in a while to get your fix.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. Colin, tell us about your town. What are you doing? You're the mayor. Tell us your story.
All right. Well, it's not too wild. I was just gonna do some. I was originally gonna just do some Wild West something. I was just gonna say Wild West and then kind of wing it from there. I have not seen Westworld, so don't even hit me with any of that.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it, but I have a better idea. All right, so it's the Wild West, but it's a bunch of Yoda guys.
Damn it.
All right.
Okay.
So what that means is it's a bunch of people who are just barely attached to something famous. So people who are on reality TV.
Yes.
Maybe I won Jeopardy once. The guy that did the lights for Blade Runner.
Right. Like, I got kicked off episode 3 of The Bachelor kind of people.
Yes, absolutely. And then, and each one of those, it's like the houses are going to be, it's going to be businesses / houses, and it's based on whatever those people did. And then it'll be a small, dusty western town, and then everyone has to fight for when tourists come through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it like arena style?
Yeah, that's good. I like that. It's an arena. It's basically a Thunderdome. I mean,
yeah.
so
I'm picking it up.
If you've been to like an art fair or something, and you're walking down the aisle and you think like, oh, I kind of want to look at what's happening here, and the person seems way too eager who's running that booth.
Yeah.
And you feel that awkwardness of, I just want to look at your stuff, but like you're so eager, I don't want to be anywhere near you anymore because I don't really want to buy anything.
Right.
Like, I want to make an entire town of that.
Colin,
Okay.
what this sounds like is you have created a wax museum of irrelevant people, but you've trapped them there. You've trapped the actual people there. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, maybe
I like
it's an
this-
island like St. Martin where tourists have to come in, but it's
Yeah.
filled with only the most desperate people who are like trying to sell off whatever little 15 seconds of fame they had 20 years ago.
I love this because like I'd love to trap people there because then they can't become like Instagram influencers. And they have to actually work for their money. Like they have to actually be the whores for their fame, like that we see them as. But like, and I can see it. It's a real like feast or famine sort of thing. Like if a boat of like Survivor fans shows up, like that guy is good for the next month or so.
Yeah.
Like he's selling pictures, like clothing items he was wearing while he was on Survivor. He got a little bit of Jeff Probst's hair, things like that.
Oh, yeah. And to make it interesting, I'll decree like, hey, I'll knock off whatever your taxes this month if you depending on how many people you get in your shop. So
okay.
Just different things to like spice it up. So, maybe it's the Survivor crew and they're like, "Oh man, here's a guy who came in 4th one time."
Yeah.
Then someone else is like screaming at them as they're going in there. But don't you like Iron Chef? I was on Iron Chef once.
Oh, this is great.
Yes, and so they're all competing, and it's like a lot of shifty eyes and a lot of people peeking out of their like weird little huts. I say huts because I'm still thinking about that Yoda guy's house.
Yeah. No, I like that you're basically
little
creating
shops.
like we can call it Influencer Island, and it's just
yeah,
like
there's no cell service though.
no,
You got to influence people mano a mano.
yeah, face to face. You can't just like get someone to support you, and then you just like post a picture wearing a watch, and you're like, I just made $50,000. Like, no.
Right. So it becomes very desperate and sad, which is what influencers would be if they didn't have the internet to like
Yep.
spice it up.
Yeah.
So they try to like influence you in person.
Yeah, they have to show you their actual personality.
Right. No, because like there really wasn't a huge platform for like people who came in like 8th on like Chopped or something. 8th and Chopped. I'm sorry. They didn't even make it on the audition. They didn't even make it on the TV show. They came in 8th.
I tried out for like, Chopped.
Yeah, it was the only way they could get in places was like nasty Comic Cons.
Yeah,
you know, where they had to have a poster that said who they are and what they did. But yeah, you've created like a third world sort of Comic Con full of like society's like worst people who are just desperately trying to sell themselves.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's horrible if you're the tourist, but like I would take pleasure in like maybe sitting atop a water tower and like watching it play out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and I'm not sure what the split is because there's going to be two kinds of people that are interested in this place, and that is the first kind being the people who want to see what's about to happen. You know, like see the interaction, see these people desperate, and two, the people who actually like watch a lot of reality TV and would like know the cameraman from Storage Wars or something like that.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like the premise of Westworld, where people show up to just watch what happens. Like, you have all these people already in the town, they're trapped there, they're in their loops or whatever, and you see the stories play out, and then you have the people show up that just want to watch and just take in the experience, and then the people that want to engage with the people there.
Oh yeah,
you created sort of a prisoner's island. Like, this is like terrifying to look at it from a logical angle, but like it's genius. I love it.
Right. Yeah. Meanwhile, our town's making buku money because we're filming a reality TV show as we do it, and that's what kind of keeps everyone there. You like reel those people in with, hey, you might be on TV again if you stay in this hellhole of a town. Does this ever air? I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe those cameras are fake. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna be like churning out cameos of these people. Like you make them, the app Cameo, where you can pay people like celebs to record stuff for them. Yeah, I thought you were gonna
forgot all about
like
that.
You just have like,
dude, I've been on that app one time and it is extremely sad.
Yeah.
To see, because like there's a lot of really like D tier people, like people who are like, I came in second on fucking The Bachelorette or something. But then there's like some people you're like, oh, you used to be huge, what are you doing on this app?
Yeah.
Like I can't remember any specifics, but there were some people I was like, oh God.
I mean, there's people
like, you guys
ranging
remember when
like...
Jeremy Renner made that app that he could like interact with his fans, and then it got like hacked and he had to like shut it down? I was
No, I don't, but that sounds perfect.
Oh, dude, that was a real thing. He had an app that you could join for some amount of money, and he would interact with his fans there. I was like, dude, you're an A-list Hollywood celebrity. You're a fucking Avenger. Why are you trying to take, like, how much in debt are you?
I'm hoping it was called Hot Guy.
Ooh, yeah, and you gotta join his cam. How does that even work? Basically, you're just like, hey, shoot me some money on PayPal, and then I'll answer your DMs on Instagram. Like, what? What do you mean interact with the fans? Like, just what, Skype them for a little bit?
I guess so.
Basically, it was him trying to, like... It was for Renner diehards, because here's what it was just called Jeremy Renner on the Google store. But he said, I'm always looking for new ways to connect directly with my fans all over the world in our own shared environment. The app promised users access to exclusive photographs, music, contests, live streams, and more. Users could collect and buy stars that determined their place in global rankings of fans.
Weird.
According to a review of the app. Yeah, they could also put money into Mr. Renner's pocket to unlock other features too. How, like, skeevy is that? Like, this guy's a millionaire.
Yeah.
He's a rich Hollywood actor. He's so famous.
Honestly,
he's trying to get these people's money.
Honestly, it just kind of seems like a step above, like a Patreon or a website.
Yeah.
Like, hey, hit JeremyRender.com, but just kind of like modernizing it to an app. That's super weird. I was
Man.
hoping that it was just like Omegle service, but it's just him. Like he just like clicks through like, hey, it's an Omegle service, but every once in a while you get matched up with Jeremy Renner. Like you can see the sad dudes beating off, or the girls waiting to see somebody else beating off, or whatever. And then every once in a while, it's just Jeremy Renner.
I can just see Jeremy Renner's at his computer, and he's like, What is this again? And they're like, don't, Jeremy, we're taking care of it. You're going to make so much money. It's going to be really easy. And he's like, okay, and just click that button. Okay. And he's just clicking through, and it's just all these dudes jerking off. And he's like, what's happening? And there's a business guy right off camera, and it's like, no, just keep clicking. Like, there's a few guys jerking off, and he just like keeps clicking, and it's just never ending. And he's like, no, just a few more, just a few more. You'll find somebody, just Mr. Renner, just a few more.
Yeah, so I'm looking through Cameo right now, and there's some sad things on here. Like Elijah Wood and Sean Astin are on here. You want to get Sean Astin to do a cameo? It's going to cost you $300.
Jesus!
What does the Cameo do? Is he just make a video for you?
Yeah, like you can like
personalize messages from your favorite celebrities.
Yeah, you can just like be like, hey, wish this dude a happy birthday, or like, hey, like say this, stuff like that.
Whoa,
yeah.
For $300.
You want Andy Dick to record something from you? It's a cool $99. Like, it's also fun to see how much like the celebrities think that they're worth. You know, it's like, oh no, I'm Andy Dick. I can't break $100 for sure.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, Jerry from Parks and Rec is $135.
Yeah, I feel like it's somewhat what they're worth, and somewhat like you need to pay this threshold so I don't get overwhelmed with just like hundreds and hundreds of requests.
Also, is it Elijah Wood and Sean Astin together?
No, they're separate.
Oh, I was about to say, like, oh shit, we got another one of those things. Like, Sean, come over to my house real quick.
Oh god, that would be terrifying. That'd be terrible. Lance Bass is going to cost you $250.
Damn. What? How much does Joey Fatone cost?
Yeah, I'm sure he's on here, but the most expensive person on here that I've seen so far, fucking Chris Harrison from The Bachelor, $375.
I don't even know who that is, and he's the most expensive?
He's the host of The Bachelor.
Oh, damn. I asked about Joey Fatone because one of the YouTube channels that I watch got a cameo from Joey Fatone, and I want to see how much they paid, which is $200.
It's $200. He's less than Lance Bass, and that guy's Joey Fatone is still like the host of things.
According to him, he's the fat one.
Yeah, no, I saw that as well. But yeah, this is... Yeah, you can't let any of your people on this island get away with this bullshit, Colin. They have to do it in person.
Oh, yeah. It's like in person, and then maybe like if they win for the day, then they get like their phone for a day or something, you know. Or I'm the only one who can like their Instagram stuff, and so I'll give them a like if they did good for that day.
You want Corey from Corey in the House? $60.
That's not the worst.
Yeah, that's
but all right, now we're just reading Cameo, so we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
honestly find that more interesting than whatever we were talking about. Corey, see, that's a tough one if you get like a child star, because you're like, you knew they grew up in the back of your mind. You're like, okay, they're adults, but you're probably not prepared for how shockingly different it's going to be, because you're like, oh, Corey in the House, and then he's like, hey, it's like sitting on his toilet like, oh, what's up, man, happy birthday, check out my SoundCloud page.
Joey, let's just say that I found your birthday present this year on Cameo.
Is it Gary Busey for $350?
Fuck. Okay, well, you found out.
Oh, I found a Power Ranger. He's only $40.
Who is it?
It's you don't know him.
Okay. That's why he's $40?
Power Rangers Dino Charge!
Yeah. That's right, Joey. I'm going to get you... I didn't find anybody cool. Oh, I'll get you the actor that played Zordon. He's only $20. Yeah. That's a cheap birthday gift. This is great.
Because he recorded one day 30 years ago. And they were like,
he's
we're
still
good.
Living off that money.
We're good. You don't need to come back.
Yeah.
We'll just reuse all of it. Let's wrap this up.
Okay,
Hey,
sorry.
apparently,
I'm
Caitlyn
obsessed
Jenner
with Cameo now.
$2,500 for a 30-second clip.
Oh my god.
We gotta
Oh
go.
Yeah, you're right. I gotta get back to playing Oblivion. So, Colin, did you have a name for your town before we wrap it up?
Just like
Influencer. No, Influencer Island, I think is pretty good.
Yeah, we'll do that. Influencer Island.
Yeah. That'll make people think it's more interesting than it actually. Well, it's interesting in a different way. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to us fucking blabber on about nothing this episode. We were talking about Hanna-Barbera cartoons and Cameo. What is this?
I tried to tank it with the porn parody of just like, all right, you ruined it, moving on. But we dug in.
Oh, yeah. I'm petty as fuck, Joey. If you want to hear us be a little bit more coherent, you can check out any of our other episodes. They are all on our website. That's vrtcast.com. Also on that website is the other podcast we do. That's called Very Real Tournament. That's on hiatus, but we're doing another dumb show called What Did You Eat Today, where we talk about what we ate on certain days. And it's exactly that. There's nothing else to it. So if you like a little simplicity, head over to that feed and check it out. Speaking of feeds, we're on all the podcast apps. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Overcast, CastBox. Go over there, give us a like, give us a review, 5 stars, any of that. It will very much help us out. We'd really appreciate it. I also want to thank the Thumps. They do all the music for this podcast. They're a terrific band. I hope they get back to playing some shows soon, or creating at least soon, so we can hear some more of their music. You can find all their albums on their Bandcamp. That's thethumps.bandcamp.com. Also, head over to their Facebook and like their page, The Thumps. Anything else, boys, or can I get to getting Joey his new birthday present?
No, we have to leave. It's gone on too long.
Oh no, we have to leave so I can tell this person what they need to record for your video.
Right.
Absolutely. Tell them to make it as sad as possible.
All right, boys, let's get out of here. Until next week, I'm Nick Potter.
I'm Joey Potter.
I'm Colin Potter.
It's been real. It's been fun. This podcast coming to a vending machine near you.